Hey everybody, today is Monday, August 17th, and yesterday was our first in-person youth service, but because of social distancing, only a few were able to attend. And so today I wanted to give a brief recap of what we talked about yesterday. In future weeks, I plan to film my teaching on Sunday morning and then just simply upload that. But yesterday we did something a little bit different, and I took the route of just kind of talking together and having conversation. And so it didn't really lend itself to filming that in the moment and then just uploading it. So I wanted to give you a brief recap. And the way that I did the conversation is I sat right here on a stool and I just started asking questions. And I did that for a very simple reason. I think during this quarantine, which we did the math and it's been over 5 months, we have lost the value, maybe not the value, we've lost the ability to have a conversation face-to-face with other people. Simply because we haven't been able to be in person with other people. We've had to be on our mobile devices, on our computers, etc. And so the ability to have in-person conversation face-to-face has been lost. And I don't know about you, but for me personally, I have felt like I've almost lost the know-how to do that. I don't get through a conversation well. I get into the middle and I'm like, I don't know what to say anymore. And maybe you are similar in that way. So yesterday I started just asking simple questions. And we had some great conversation. The first question I asked was if you could describe in a word the last 5 months of quarantine, COVID-19, with regard to your spiritual life, what would it be and why? And we had some great conversations, some great answers where people kind of opened up about their difficulty with being in Scripture, being in prayer, people who were really strengthened during this time and who found the beauty of consistency. That was one word that came out, the consistency of being with God every day. For me personally, my answer, someone asked, well, do you have an answer? And I do. For me, one thing that I have noticed is often I would, even as a youth pastor, I would rely on spiritual growth to happen within community. So on Sunday mornings, on Wednesday nights, at my life group. And so when those things were taken away, it becomes something where I have to be doing that as an individual. I have to be growing on a personal level by myself. And I thought that I was pretty good at that. And I found out during this time that I struggle with that more than I realize. And so that was something that I found from this last 5 months with myself spiritually. And I think several people resonated with that as well. The tendency to put all of our spiritual eggs in one basket, that being done in community on Sunday morning at church or in life groups, etc. So that was the first question I asked. And so for you who are watching who was not able to be there, my question to you would be the same thing. If you could describe your spiritual life over the past 5 months in a word, what would it be and why? Maybe talk about that with someone, maybe a family member or a friend, and answer that question. So that was the first one. That got us through probably a solid 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe even, of just kind of talking, sharing together. The other question I asked was, what is the biggest positive that you saw from the last 5 months? And one answer that really stuck out to me was a student who said that they felt like their school friends, the people that they had been around on a regular basis, could be pretty toxic. And so removing themselves from that situation made them realize that it could be toxic. And one thing that I appreciated is they said, I don't want to take that away completely. Like, I want to be in that situation and be a light in that place, but to have a reset of being around people, my family, being around other Christian friends who can kind of build me up and encourage me, and spending that time as a reset and then moving back into school is something that was really healthy. And I thought that was a great answer. I think another student said that they loved the consistency of being with family, of being in Scripture, just being kind of a daily rhythm, developing that rhythm of being together with people that they love and with God. And for me, that has been the best thing, where Hope and myself and the boys have developed a family rhythm that I think is really healthy, and we have realized the value of being at home together and the value of saying no to things so that our schedule doesn't get filled up. And that was another thing that some students said were positives for them, is stripping away that busyness and realizing the value of being alone, the value of being with family on a regular basis and not running around like a chicken with their head cut off. I think that's a huge value that has come from the last 5 months. So my question to you would be the same. What is the best thing that has happened during the last 5 months? It was super simple. Those are the only two questions I asked, and we just sat here and had a conversation together, and I think it was really encouraging. And then the final piece is I just had them get into small groups, 3 or 4, social distanced, and pray together for the upcoming year. Maybe there's an anxiety, a stressor, maybe there is something that is encouraging that you want to continue to be encouraged in. And so they got together and prayed at the end. And so for you who are watching at home or wherever, that would be my encouragement to you as well, is find a couple people and pray for the coming year. So that's a recap from what we did yesterday. Again, like I said, next week, my plan is to just film the teaching that I have and then upload that directly. We're going to start a new series this coming Sunday. So I look forward to that. We'll have 2 services at the 10 and 11:30. So as many students as possible we can get into the room would be great. So I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.